Y'all, it is tea time. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, what's up? My name is Kendall, aka Fierce to Fit. And today I just really wanted to catch up with you guys and explain a little bit about what's going on with me and what my future plans are, because I think after I competed and with everything I've had going on, I really have not had the opportunity to just like sit down and talk with you guys. So yes, this is going to be more of a sit down video. My apologies if you don't like them, but I just want to get you guys kind of caught up with where I'm at in my life and what the hell is going on, because things have changed quite a bit recently. So if you guys follow my Instagram, I posted this picture about a few days ago, and I talked a little bit about what I'm doing, and I didn't really talk about why I'm doing it. And what I have decided to do is kind of fly solo here for a little bit and be more in tune with my body, and I have decided to give up tracking macros and start intuitively eating. So if you guys have followed me, basically created an Instagram when I was 15 years old. I used it as an accountability as my recovery, and at that point I really wasn't in recovery. I was actually in the thick of my eating disorder and claimed I was in recovery. And for about 2 years I went through that, and I used that Instagram account to show myself, and I called it Food is Our Friend, or Food's Our Friend, or something like that. And I got deactivated when I was 17 when my parents found out, and then I started Fierce to Fit. And ever since then, I have tracked what I've eaten. I have tracked my macros, I've tracked my calories, and I think that tracking is an absolutely beautiful tool to educate yourself about the contents of food, looking at portion sizes and understanding, you know, what different kinds of foods you are putting into your body, and making yourself a little bit more aware of what you are eating and how much or how little you might be eating. And for me, that was huge, and I learned so much from tracking. It's one reason why now I think I have so many clients, and am able to kind of help them as far as it goes with being able to help them track and understand what foods to be putting in their body and help them reach their goals. And if you have a specific goal, I think that tracking is something that you need to do. If you need to be measuring things on a weekly and bi-weekly basis to see how your body is adjusting, especially if you're something like a competitor, then I think yes, tracking is super important. But I've reached that point in my life where I'm not sure if I will compete again in the future, and I have to prioritize other things rather than just focusing on constantly being consumed on what my next meal is or if it fits. And another thing is, I've been tracking for so long to the point where I pretty much just stopped tracking throughout the day, because I'd be so busy on client calls and be so busy texting clients and creating videos and content that at the end of the day I would just plug my stuff in and pretty much hit right on my macros, because I pretty much knew how much I had to be eating because of what my coach had given me. And so you guys might be wondering, am I still working with a coach? And the answer to that is no. And I fully and wholeheartedly believe that you should work with a coach. Unfortunately, you know, obviously the coach I worked with, he was just very big on tracking macros, and I just didn't want to track them anymore. And I knew that wasn't something that, you know, I could have probably checked in with him week to week for accountability, but I've actually decided to do my own progress picture week to week catch up with myself, because I think having that accountability is still so important. And I think in the future I'm definitely going to invest in a coach. It's just a matter of right now focusing and honing in on my business and what I really want to prioritize. And so I have given up tracking macros, and right now I don't really feel comfortable with telling you guys how I'm necessarily intuitively eating, because I don't think that I've obviously done it long enough. I've only been doing it for about 2 weeks now, and honestly I've maintained my weight pretty much. I am looking to gain a little bit of weight, so what I'm actually doing is I was having like an English muffin in the morning for breakfast, just adding in a little bit of extra carb by having a bagel instead, or adding in a rice cake on top of my English muffin. So it's just small things like that that I'm doing while I'm intuitively eating, because I pretty much eat the same thing every single day. And like I said, because I've tracked for so long, I already kind of knew what was in the foods I was eating, and I can still make those conscious decisions. Another thing is, being in a relationship, guys, is so hard when the other person doesn't track, and I think it's definitely easy to do. Me and Chris have been doing it since we've been together, because he doesn't track, except for when we competed. And I think it's so easy to do. We could still go out to dinner and stuff like that, but now we're making like crock pot dishes together and doing things like that that just make it so enjoyable. And so for me, I switched over to intuitive eating because I wholeheartedly want to put my business first. And I think I'm still putting my health really high up there and prioritizing it, but I trust myself and my body to make my own decisions. I've been preaching this balance for so long, and if I'm not actually pursuing it myself, I didn't want to be a hypocrite. I didn't want to live a lie. Like, I just want to honestly be honest. Like, I want to trust my instincts, be holistic, and you know, I was avoiding, like, I wanted to eat a date, and I was like, I can't eat that because it has too many carbs to fit my macros. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, eat the damn date. It's so good for you. Those are natural sugars. And now I'm just able to eat things like that, and I know, like, obviously if I'm having a big meal like that where I'm having a high nutrient dense meal, maybe a little bit later in the day, just prioritizing my protein. And those are things I constantly think of when I am intuitively eating. And so I'm going to share my tips with you when I feel comfortable about how I've made my transition. And of course, on my Fruity Friday video this week, you guys will see a full day of intuitive eating from me. But for me right now, I've taken the time to learn and be educated, and this is something that I do with my clients as well. We spend the first few weeks learning how to track macros, how they affect your body, and then we transition into a more intuitive style of eating. And that's what I think is going to be the most effective for long-term results and making this more of a lifestyle. And I'm ready to create that lifestyle for myself because I've been rigid for so long, and I don't know if competing is in my future with the way my business is going right now. And I'm just really freaking happy. So I will catch you guys up with how I made my transition into intuitive eating. I think it's gonna be cool to do like a little bit more of a series with my Foodie Fridays and show you guys what I'm actually eating and how I'm in tune with my body. So make sure that you guys stay tuned for that this Friday. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm so happy I was able to catch up with you guys. If you have any questions, anything like that, please comment them down below and I will be sure to include them in my next video. I love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.